You get the text, someone's throwing a party this weekend. Everyone's going. They're asking if you'll be there. And instead of excitement, you feel weight. Not because you dislike the people, not because you're rude or broken, but because something in you knows that room will cost more than it gives. If that feeling is familiar, this is for you. Let's be clear about something right away. Not wanting to go to social gatherings doesn't mean you hate people. It doesn't mean you're cold, selfish, or damaged. It means your nervous system, your personality, or your past has taught you that those environments take more energy than they return. And that's not a flaw. That's information. Some people recharge around others. Some people drain around others. Neither is wrong. They're just wired differently. The problem starts when we treat one as normal and the other as something to fix. Think about what actually happens at a gathering. Multiple conversations at once, laughter spiking across the room, music, movement, eye contact, small talk, someone asking what you do, someone else interrupting, someone touching your arm, the hum of it all, constant and unpredictable. For some people, that's energizing. For others, it's like standing too close to a speaker. It's not about being weak or antisocial. It's about how your brain processes stimulation. Some nervous systems have a lower threshold for sensory input. They pick up more. They feel more. And when the environment floods that system, the body responds with stress. Not panic, not fear, just too much. So the instinct to avoid isn't avoidance of people, it's protection from overload. Now, pause for a second, because there's an important distinction here that gets missed all the time. Introversion and social anxiety are not the same thing. Introversion is about energy. It means social interaction, even good interaction, uses up your battery. You might enjoy the gathering, but you'll need time alone afterward to recover. That's not anxiety. That's just how you're built. Social anxiety is about fear. It's the worry that you'll be judged, embarrassed, or rejected. It's not that you don't want connection. It's that the fear of getting it wrong makes it hard to try. You can be introverted without being anxious. You can be anxious without being introverted. You can be both. You can be neither. But the key is this. One is about preference. The other is about fear. And only one of those might need support to shift. Here's something else that matters. Some people don't avoid gatherings because they're drained by people in general. They avoid them because gatherings rarely offer the kind of connection they actually want. Surface-level chat, jokes that don't land, conversations you can't finish because someone else walks up, noise that makes it hard to hear, a dozen people but no real moment with any of them. For someone who values depth, that can feel hollow. It's not that they don't like socializing, it's that they like meaningful socializing, and a loud room full of half conversations doesn't meet that need. There's also the issue of control. At a gathering, you don't choose the timing, the noise level, the people, or when you leave. You're locked into someone else's rhythm. And for people who feel safe when they have structure and choice, that lack of control can feel suffocating. It's not about being rigid, it's about knowing what helps you stay regulated. Sometimes the resistance to gatherings isn't about the present, it's about the past. Maybe you went to a party once and said something that didn't land. Maybe you were ignored in a group. Maybe someone laughed at the wrong moment, or you felt invisible while everyone else seemed to connect effortlessly. Those moments stick. Your brain doesn't forget what felt unsafe, and over time, it starts to predict that gatherings will feel that way again. So it nudges you to stay home, not because you're weak, but because it's trying to protect you from repeating that discomfort. This is called learned avoidance. It's not conscious, it's not a choice, it's your nervous system doing what it thinks is best. And the tricky part is this. The more you avoid, the more the brain believes the avoidance was necessary, so the loop tightens. Here's where it gets hard, because when you don't show up, people notice, and they make assumptions. They assume you don't care, that you think you're too good, that you're difficult or cold or uninterested in them, but that's rarely the truth. The truth is often simpler. You're tired, you're overstimulated, you're protecting your energy, you're avoiding something that, for you, doesn't feel good. But because our culture celebrates extroversion, because we're taught that socializing equals health and happiness, anything less gets misread. And over time, you might start to believe those assumptions yourself. You might think, maybe I am broken, maybe I should want this. But wanting something that doesn't fit you won't make you healthier. It'll just make you uncomfortable in a different way. So, what do you do if you're someone who struggles with gatherings, but you still want to show up sometimes, or you have to? Here are a few things that actually help. First, give yourself permission to leave early. Knowing you have an exit reduces the pressure. You're not trapped. You can stay for an hour, say your hellos, and go. That's enough. Second, find one person to talk to. You don't have to work the room. Pick someone you feel okay with and stay near them. Let that be your anchor. Third, take breaks. Step outside. Go to the bathroom. Sit in your car for 5 minutes. Give your system a chance to reset. And fourth, be honest when you can. You don't owe anyone a long explanation, but saying, I'm more of a small group person, or I get drained in crowds, can take the pressure off. Most people understand more than you think. None of this is about forcing yourself to become someone else. It's about finding ways to exist in spaces that aren't built for you without losing yourself in the process. Notice this. The world will always have gatherings. It will always have people who thrive in them, and that's okay. But you don't have to be one of those people to be worthy, likable, or whole. Your nervous system knows what it needs. Your personality has its own rhythm, and honoring that isn't selfish. It's self-respect. If social gatherings feel hard, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're just wired differently. And that difference deserves space.